Hi, hello everybody. Welcome to Max's Mad Mythic Mercenaries. I am your humble dungeon master, Cameron, and today I'm running a game of Waterdeep Dragonheist for my friends. Say hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
We are returning to Waterdeep. Some of us have spent time in lands far away in the domains of Dread, but those that survived are returning to Waterdeep. And today...
I should leave.
Yeah. Get out.
For the audience, for anybody who's watching, I don't know if you've noticed this, but Cameron has taken to opening every episode sounding like Dr. Nick from the fucking Simpsons.
Hey,
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think that's like that's what I think performance is, so that's where I go.
Doesn't he die in the Simpsons movie?
I'm
pretty sure he dies in the Simpsons movie.
Oh, spoilers.
He gets like smashed or something.
We return to Waterdeep, zooming back in on the Aveen Street, where you all just conducted a raid on a house that was basically a safe house for the cult of Asmodeus linked to the Castellanter family. You didn't manage to snag your main quarry, which is Bran Stonebridge, Fenmeric's killer. He managed to get away. But you did snag a lot more evidence of Cult of Asmodeus worship. You snagged a cult member alive, managed to get one of them, destroyed or at least banished some devils back to the Nine Hells, and identified a Hell Cyst, which is like an aberrant, semi-permeable like blister in reality that can be used through the proper rituals to cross devils back and forth. Yeah, go ahead, Fen.
I just want correct the record a little bit. In fact, Bran Stonebridge is one of the few characters who hasn't actually killed Fen. So
yeah, he killed his wife.
Did I say Fen?
Everyone else has killed Fen.
Yeah, his murderer. I was like, no, she's got pink hair, and she's on my screen, she's just to the left of me.
To be fair, it's easy to lose track because we pretty much all killed Fen at this point.
So Fen, the murderer of Fen's wife, got away for now. But what all is the party doing with your? You've got some loot. You're in two carriages. They're asking you where you want to go. You've got a cult member on hand. Where are you heading?
Blackstaff.
Blackstaff's tower. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the carriage ride there is pretty uneventful. You get to the Blackstaff's tower, and once again, this is from the outside. This is like a 3-story building. Kind of a pretty squat tower, but you all know that on the inside, it's much larger. Magically, the inside's bigger than the outside. Something that you note here
it's
is
a grower, not a shower.
A 1-block radius around the tower has been cleared out. The Force Grey outposts, they have created checkpoints in a 1-block radius around the tower now. You look up at the tower and you see large fractures have formed in the tower. The last time you were here, it was a couple days ago, and it was maybe a week ago, and it was exploding in slow motion. Extremely slow motion. It seems like it's still doing that. It's like it still hasn't gotten far enough that it looks like it's blown up. It's just like the initial like fissures and stuff before it goes outward. You're stopped at one of the checkpoints. The carriages, some members of Force Grey come in and say, sorry, we're cordoning off the area. No one can come in outside of Force Grey business. What brings you? Turn around or present whatever brings you here.
Don't I have it's been a while. Don't I have like a badge of like?
You do, yeah.
Membership?
You have a badge from Force Grey.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna flash that badge real fast and tell him that we have business with the Blackstaff concerning a potential infernal incursion in the city.
Rolan. Flash them.
Absolutely. Yeah, you flash your badge. It's like a shield emblem with in silver, outlined in platinum, and then there is a inlaid like white gold hand on top of a white gold like half crescent moon.
You don't need to see our identification.
Yeah. Showing that that's the visual identification that you tell them your name and all that stuff, and yeah, they usher you in past the checkpoint. They look, the guys, give me insight checks, everyone.
Insight. Okay. Oh, I'm good.
Let me hit my token.
Ooh.
What, Hannah?
I wanted to
Awesome,
make
my
sure I
fire
clicked
back.
my token before I rolled.
Oh,
You
gotcha.
don't need to do that unless it's initiative.
So
Voice.
That's what you sound like right now, Roland.
let's see, did someone roll twice? Allie rolled twice.
Look at that. She got a
One.
21.
Yeah,
Oh shit, that was
Oh, so at least your
intimidation.
character will pay
God
attention.
Damn it.
that's
God
fine.
damn it.
You rolled
that was
a
intimidation.
It's okay, Hannah. You rolled an
Yeah.
18. What is your insight modifier?
+3.
Okay, so it's still
So
a
it's the
21.
same.
Okay.
Dope.
So Spev and Alu with a 5 and a 10. You don't get too much from this. Rolan and Fen, you two with a 14 and a 15. You can tell that people seem pretty nervous. The crowd, especially outside the perimeter, seems pretty nervous. People have been pushed out of their homes and stuff as this safety cordon has been enacted. Holly Reese with a 21. You can tell that the Force Gray guys, they seem pretty unhappy and pretty scared about whatever's going on here.
Okay, I'm gonna relay that information to the group.
Yep. The carriages come in. You all get out with your stuff. The carriages immediately turn around and start heading out away from the cordoned off area to get as much distance as possible. You are now in front of the Blackstaff Tower gate entrance.
Okay. Roland's going to inquire as to why is there such an anxiety among all of the Blackstaff's staff?
Yeah, you like talk to the guards posted at the gate, and they say, we think that whatever's happening, the Blackstaff's slowly losing control of whatever magical energies are going on. We're probably going to evacuate in the next 48 hours everyone from the staff. We're not sure how to get the Blackstaff out of there because she's the one that's holding everything in place right now.
Oh.
I wasn't here for the last time we were here, but do we know what the actual source of the explosion is and what it being contained, or is it just some crazy magic gone awry?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Who remembers?
It was the stone, right? Like we were there with the stone and the eyes. Like
No,
Well, that one was fake.
What Roland, Fen, Holly, and Alu could tell Spev is they went up to the Blackstaff's room at the top of the tower, and she was seated at her desk. Throughout the tower, people are making abjuration wards and protection wards and trying to hold the tower together. At the locus of this explosion seemed to be a ring made out of like a ring on your finger, made out of some sort of weave of light. And the Blackstaff last time she had said that there was a wrinkle in the weave and it was reacting to this thing for some reason.
This is just raw magical energy flowing through the ring out into our material plane. It seems.
Yeah. Last time you all were here, the explosion was happening, but it was earlier on, so maybe it didn't seem as dramatic as it does now. But yes, that's kind of where she, what the party witnessed last time.
Oh, she's being chronosynclastic infundibulized.
I will be the only person who understands that.
Yeah, that's a deep cut.
Oh, tell you guys later. I don't know. If you could possibly Google that, good luck spelling it.
Roland
Yeah.
had a brief critical intelligence check.
Yeah.
What?
So Corlin Carden, the Blackstaff's like assistant and apprentice, greets you all when you come in. What are you doing? You have your cultist prisoner. What all are you trying to do?
Okay. It looks like we're gonna have to go in and get her. How's everybody feeling?
I
We up
think
for this?
we have to
I mean,
investigate that source of that explosion and Wrinkle in time. Maybe dimension traveling might help then.
well, I
Yeah.
got a whole bunch of tools. I got Misty Step. I got Etherealness. I got
The ethereal.
Detect Portal. I got all kinds of shit.
I've got all my magic tinkering. We're good.
Okay.
You're so fucked.
I'm
Yeah, no,
gonna
I'm down to
talk
check
to
it
the
out.
guards one more time. Did we bring our cultist with us? I'm assuming.
Yes.
That's what I thought the intent was, to drop
Yeah.
off the cultist
Yeah.
here. The cultist
Um,
is like looking around, it's like, no, listen. Last time we talked, I was gonna head down to Baldur's Gate. Like, I'll get out of the city. You don't need to lock me up here. This does not seem like a secure prison.
It is not
I-
secure.
It's decent. I mean, we can drop them off at the Halls of Justice. The Silver Gauntlet of Silver Fist would love to hold on to this guy.
Well, if you have like talked to Force Grey, if you've told Corlin about the Hellcyst and stuff, they will like they can't divert too many resources, but they'll be very interested in interrogating the cultists themselves and seeing if they can dispatch a team to deal with that. But Corlin will say if yeah.
Seems like they got other things to worry about at the tower.
Yeah. They're kind of running around with like chickens with their heads cut off. You see there's magic circles all over the floor of the tower now that you're inside it. There's abjuration wizards trying to hold the walls of the tower together. The other thing is Holly Rees and Rolan. Holly Rees, you're feeling like a energy pulse and shaking from your pack. Rolan, you're feeling the same.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is all connected somehow with these keys that we have.
Yeah, if you fish them out, Primara is kind of radiating some sort of arcane energy, and
Primara,
so is
how you
the
feeling,
Waterdeep
girl?
statue.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
I really wish you turned me back into a real unicorn, but we can talk
Working
about
on
that
it.
later, I guess.
Yeah, we're working on it. I haven't forgotten about you. All
We have
right.
not forgotten about Primara.
We need to offload this cultist into a secure location while we deal with whatever this is.
Corlin will offer. She says, "Yeah, you if you're gonna go up, and
Yeah.
we can handle the cultist."
Yeah, take him to a secondary location. Don't tell anybody. He still has friends on the outside.
Yep. Yeah. You take the teleport because
And give them silver weapons just in case.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think you've got time to do a quick, like, 15-minute debrief. You do that. Like, you tell them
Okay.
what you found. You tell them, I assume you're talking about the Castle Lantern connection and the evidence. And, like, you could kind of give Force Grey, like, the rundown.
Yeah, that seems like the thing to do.
Corlin, like, does seem super concerned. And, Spev, you said something earlier that I think you can all tell that, like, that's obviously the Hellcyst and everything is a big deal, but this is in its immediacy is a higher priority right now. But they do seem like they're taking you seriously. You've done good work for them in the past. Then there's that teleportation circle at the base of the tower, so you don't have to climb all the flights of stairs that you can hop in. You hop through it, and you get up to that front door of the Blackstaff's office, which now that door is kind of broken apart. The bricks of that door are like floating in air around you. You kind of have to weave through them as they incrementally move outward from the force of the explosion.
Can you do another perception check?
perception. You don't really need to do a check. You see, like, it looks like, again, a slow motion explosion, and you see again the Blackstaff is seated at her desk. Her eyes are glowing. She has drawn runes in a circle around the ring that is floating in midair and kind of spinning crazily. And the runes are glowing. And she is doing what she can to stop and slow and contain the energies here. And again, Primara and the Waterdeep elemental statue are vibrating more violently now that you've gotten closer.
Okay. And she's still in a position where she can like communicate with us, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Roland says, "Looks like things have escalated while we've been gone."
Not looking at you, she says, I don't know how much longer I can hold this off.
We could build a device that could possibly siphon all the power and fire it off a harmless direction, similar to my lightning launchers. We can just siphon it safely.
She says, if we had more time, that's a possibility. But then she says, I detect more of the same energies on your person. What have you brought here?
We have a couple of objects of interest that might be related to this. They've been resonating ever since we got on the premises.
She kind of doesn't speak for a moment, and then she says, at this point, I'm not sure what else to do, but if you're able to contain whatever you have, maybe the same can be done with this ring. It is violently interacting with the weave. There is a knot, not just a wrinkle anymore, but a knot in the weave that must come undone.
Okay. Is there... I'm trying to like, we're willing to do it, but how do we go about doing such a thing? This is kind of above my pay grade.
She says, oh, I assure you, I recognize that. One of you that...
You're very obviously stupid.
One of you that can wield the weave, but doesn't already have one of those objects of power on you, grab the ring. Or maybe all of you together grab the ring.
I'm magic and I don't have one of the items, but I could try to grab it.
Is this like a Power Stone thing, like Guardians of the Galaxy, where we might
Sure,
have to...
you could do that. Yeah,
do a
if you want to
handhold thing?
Guardians of the Galaxy it, you hold hands and Spev gets a little stool so he can reach up and grab it.
Yeah, we don't want to burn you out, buddy.
Yeah. You spend a minute watching Spev like look through the rubble for something that he can, comes over, folds it out, realizes it's not quite tall enough, puts a book on top.
Find another stool.
I'm thinking of the pile of furniture and utility machines that Marv puts in the basement of Home Alone 2. Where
oh yeah.
solid as a rock.
Yeah. So it sounds like, are you all holding hands and then Spev, you're gonna grab the ring?
Kumbaya this shit.
Sure. What's the worst thing?
Right.
What's the worst thing that can happen grabbing a magic item?
You grab it, and there's a flash of white, and then you find yourself somewhere else entirely. It looks like a beautiful palace. It's a different time of season. It appears like to be pretty like warmer. It's not the evening anymore. It's kind of during the day. We are going to do a couple things. One, everyone, it is essentially a new day, so let's all long rest immediately.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And the audience chuckles because they know.
Because they know it.
Devious mind.
Oh no, it's the Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Oh, Hannah, those were super good portents. A 16 and an 18.
Damn.
Oh wow. She's
I'm
gonna
gonna go
absolutely
ahead
make
and-
sure someone hits Fen.
Vessel at a level 2 exhaustion.
Oh God, we keep forgetting about that.
Only
A long
exhausted.
rest is supposed
Here's
to
the
reduce cooldown.
funny and sad thing. I made sure I said when we all leveled up, Wilhelm learned Lesser Restoration, but you expressly hid your illness from him. Yes, you still have level 2 exhaustion because of weird stuff. I'm not gonna. This is not a moment to make the save to make it either worse or better. You're still just at level 2. But make a note, Hannah, that at some point Hollyrees should go. You know what? We're in Force Grey. They have wizards and stuff. If you are you hiding your illness from everyone, or are you like going to a Force Grey wizard and being like, I don't feel so good, pops?
I got the black
Yeah.
lung,
Oh,
pops.
Yeah, the only one I was hiding it from was Wilhelm.
Okay, there's a cleric or someone at Force Grey who can cure. They cast Lesser Restoration on you. You are cured.
great.
You are no longer exhausted.
Awesome.
That happens before you go up the teleporter.
It's just loose peanut butter he added to my inventory. Just a
Ah!
spoonful. Oh,
It's the worst.
I see it.
Yeah, so Spev, you have this ring in your inventory now. It's a small ring. It's translucent. It has like this organic woven pattern to it. It appears to be made out of a metallic fabric that is also like warm to the touch. It's odd. But yeah, you've got that in your inventory.
Okay. Do I assume I don't really know all these things about it, but we will find out.
Yeah. And yeah, you find
Very cool.
You find yourself in this palace. I'd say whoever like got really good formal schooling might be able to make a history check
Sounds like Ben.
to identify like the
History.
architecture and stuff. But this is only if you like went to university or something.
Oh yes, Neolithic Greco-Roman architecture. Tell by the arches and the domes.
Yeah.
Y'all pays to be a nerd, but not today. Nat 1. 8
All
total.
right.
What's with you and the Nat ones, man? Stop it.
Plus for all last night.
All last night.
Hollyrees, you
I'm the
look
worst
around and you
Holly.
think that this might be Shunok, the capital city Shunok of the Shun Imperium. You recognize this from paintings and discussions about histories, but this is not like a city in modern times. This is not what this area would look like now. Nowadays, it's called Kalimshan. This looks to be
Juno.
an
Isn't that the
ancient
bad guy
empire.
from Mortal Kombat?
All right. I'll relay
Oh, that's
that to
Shinnok.
the
Never
group
mind.
and then be like, I think whatever happened, we've somehow gone back in time.
Yeah.
Does this mean we have to get back to the future?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you are
Oh
in
my
front of
God.
this immaculate, like it's a compound. There's the grandest building is in the center of the compound. You see it's a large city around you. Large open rooms, beautiful gardens. You can see like you're kind of in this like outside garden, not the private gardens, but you can see there are some guards in the that you can see like through windows and things like that. There's these two golden doors in front of you. The rest of the palace seems to be made of intricately carved stone. And you can hear like sounds of like a party. There's music, there's people laughing and dancing and stuff like that. Yeah, what all do you want to do?
We're gonna get an almanac of Never mind.
Hollyrees is she able to kind of take her wand and like, you know, just kind of change her clothing a little bit to match the time period?
Like, do you have the disguise self spell? Is that what you're asking?
No, I don't.
You could, with like digitation, you can add like small little effects, but you can't really disguise yourself. No.
I don't know that I want to like fully disguise myself. I'm trying to determine like, do we stick out like a sore thumb right now?
You haven't. You would need to talk to someone to probably determine that.
Okay. Well then Holly Reeves will, you know, jump in and see if she can scope out who someone of her status might be that she could talk to or introduce herself.
Doors open up. You see two guards. Again, they're dressed. It seems like maybe more for ceremony than actual like combat proficiency. Very gilded. They open up. They take a look at you and they say, the emperor's guests are here. Please come in. Amal Shun III is waiting for you in the reception hall.
Can we do a history check?
Do
we know who that is?
With that name, yes. I'd say everyone but Holly Rees and Spev have to do it with disadvantage because they're the only ones that went to school.
Hey, I went to school.
Did you?
Yes.
She just smoked under the bleachers.
I thought you killed your little brother and then hung out at like a street urchin for...
I did accidentally kill my little brother, but my family didn't.
Bold.
Went to school. We're estranged because I have like deep guilt about it.
But you still went to school? Okay.
Yeah, so...
All right. Yeah, whoever wants to, everyone can give me a history check. We'll just say a flat history check across the board. Maybe.
I to do it twice because I feel like I
Rolan wouldn't know shit about shit.
Neither would Fen.
Yeah, so the other three smarty pantses can do this.
All right.
Again, because she just crit failed that history check.
Alu, yeah, you don't. The name doesn't sound familiar. Holly Rees, you are slowly putting together. The Shun Imperium was a powerful magical empire. The Amal Shun with an 18, Amal Shun the third, was the grandson of Kassar. What was his name? Well, I guess Amal Shun. That kind of turned the Shun kingdom into an imperium, into an imperial power. Things that you know, his brother eventually took the throne. Amal Shun the third was assassinated in the year. So you all are playing in 1492 DR. That's present time. Amal Shun the third was killed in like 130 DR by his brother.
So we're like 1,000 years in the past?
A little more than that, but yes. Amal Shun the third was assassinated by his brother, who was actually like a reformist, and Amal Shun was kind of not regarded as a particularly strong emperor, more focused on lavish parties, and he grew the Imperium and dealt with external threats well, but internally things had fractured under his watch, and then his brother took over, becoming Amal Shun the fourth. That's probably, I think, the most that you know about this time period. You know, you're not sure what year it is, but that's what you know when you hear the name Amal Shun the third.
All right, I'll relay that novel of information to the group.
Based on Holly's like knowledge of this, would we know that this was like in the same time period as Neverember created the Enigma, or
No, Neverember is a contemporary. Neverember is alive in your time. He actually was the previous ruler of Waterdeep before Lariel Silverhand, and he is the Daggelt Neverember is the current ruler of Neverwinter. One of the things he did was embezzle the gold and use it to reconstruct Neverwinter after Mount Hotanau blew up. So yeah, this is not Never Emperor. This is way before then.
Got it. Okay.
But your instincts are right in the sense that I think the party has the sense that we need to maybe figure out why this ring is important and why it's connected to this time period.
Right. Interesting. While we're here, maybe we can see if we can...
you could, I think you could put together that at some point Daggle Neverember in the present, or well, near past, got a hold of this ring and turned it into a key like the other 3 items. But he did not create it. That's way before his time.
Got it. All right, so there's something we're supposed to be learning here. Let's learn it. It feels
or
like
correcting.
Sure. Back to the past.
We might have an Artorias situation here where we have to step in and do shit that people are supposed to do.
Yeah, you come in. You see over. There's double doors over on the left. On the right, there is a band and people are dancing. Now that you can see them, Holleries, you see that you do stand out. But with your passive perception, you hear people whispering. They just take you as oh, you're not from the Shun Imperium. You're barbarians. They're metropolitan enough that they're polite about you all dressing weird and looking kind of weird and speaking weirdly. Yeah.
As long as they are speaking a language that I understand, I can read their lips.
To that point, all of you can recognize that they are not speaking what you know is common, but they're speaking a close enough dialect that yeah, you've got it. No one has to roll to interpret or anything. Yeah, so there's this dance hall over to the right. There is double doors over here. There's a hallway over here. The guards, as you come in, they point you in the direction, they say, come over here and take a right to the double doors to bestow your greetings upon the Emperor. But there's other areas you can explore also. No one's babysitting you, making you go in a particular direction.
While we're here, Cameron, because whether this is a dream or reality, Alu wants to leave rat baby shrines around here.
Oh my God.
She
So
wants
your religion is actually over 1,000 years old?
That is super interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's of the past.
Yeah.
She's
Give
What?
me some sleight of hand checks.
Okay, oh God.
Give me one sleight of hand check.
Putting it in a spiritual savings account and then checking it 1,000 years later.
Yeah.
See how much you've earned.
Alu is all about getting that level of cleric. Okay, with a 14, I gotcha. Yeah. You're gonna come back and just everything's, the whole campaign's different. Yeah. Butterfly effect.
Alu's never
Rat Baby has spawned a cult that went on to be a civilization that conquered.
Yeah, you
Waterdeep.
get back and there's just a giant statue of Alu right in front of Troll Skull Manor.
Very Loki and Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. Alu, we're gonna say in the background you're doing this, but that sleight of hand check will represent your overall efforts throughout the day. All right. Well, what else does everyone else want to do?
I feel like Holly Reese should lead us in paying our respects to the Emperor. She's most qualified to help us do that.
Yeah, we should probably say hi to them first if they're just letting us in the house.
Yeah.
Roland's going to lay low. This is not his forte, so he's going to follow your all's lead.
Yeah. So we'll say you kind of mingle. You come forward. There's another set of double doors here. There's stairs here. You head this way. Kind of following the path, you see there's a resting area, a little solarium, or a little living room area. It seems empty right now. Maybe people go there to rest from the dancing, but right now they're enjoying the dancing. Coming over here, this double door to the south, you can tell leads to that dance hall, and then the double door to the north is opened for you as you approach, and you see a gaggle of people. Kind of the emperor is holding court. Amal Shun the third.
And Frodo are here.
Say it again.
Gandalf and Frodo are here.
Yeah, we'll
Those
talk
stu-
about. Yeah, Amal Shun the third seems to be a young man, ruddy, red hair. There's two gentlemen that are trying to plead a case to him about something. He seems much more interested in some of the ladies in court. But you see, open the door, and someone comes down and says, "Who am I to announce to the reigning Kassar, Amal Shun the third?"
The Lady Holly Reeves of does I'm trying to think. Would Holly Reeves know like an ancestor's name?
Max's Mad Mythical Mercenary.
That she could.
You come from a Waterdevian noble family line, and you have elven blood. I think the Go Delicately last name has survived through the ages.
Okay. So she's gonna say, this is Lady Holly Reeves Go Delicately and her
Party.
Yeah.
Entourage.
Her entourage. Thank you.
Yeah, you say the name Go Delicately, and the person bows deeply to you. Says, "Sure thing. After this case is resolved, we'll announce you." You see, listening to Amal Shun and the two men talking. One of them, the one on the left, Gandalf. The name is Hilithar. Alu, for your sake, that is Hilithar. You get from the discussion, Amal Shun III has invited Hilithar here to court in order to watch over him. He's commissioned Hilithar to create some magical devices. Amal Shun seems very interested in the idea of seizing and containing the power of demons of the abyss. Hilithar is talking about, well, I'm actually working on what I'd like to work on is protect the mind from scrying and being able to shield it. And they're going back and forth on, funding and all that. The man on the right here, he introduces his name as Malcar Gost, Malcargost. And Gost here is apparently from a place to the north called Bloodhandhold. It's a small settlement around a deep harbor. Currently no more than farming, but Gost is kind of pleading his case to Amal Shun to open up trade between the Shun Imperium and Bloodhandhold, that sort of thing. So that conversation goes on. If there's anything you want to listen in on in particular, but eventually Shun dismisses the men, and they go. Gost heads to the sunroom and heads out into the garden, and then Hilithar walks past you all. He gives a polite bow, but walks past you all, heading into another area. And it is your opportunity to present yourselves to the Kassar.
As Hilithar passes, I'll be like, it sounds like you had some really good ideas for some devices. May I come by your lab later and talk shop?
Give me a persuasion check, Spev.
Cool.
Are you wearing your ring?
Yeah, you said it was on my hand, right?
Yeah.
That appeared on my hand, yeah.
Give it to me with advantage.
All right. Persuasion, it's +0. And with advantage is not much better. Total 10.
With a 10, Hilithar, he gives you kind of an interesting look. And he says, I currently do my work in the library of the palace. It is open to the public. And you can tell that he kind of points in the direction of the first double doors near the entrance is where the library is.
Oh, I would love to check it out. Thank you.
Is Blood handled like the ancient city of Waterdeep?
Yeah, you and Holly Reed and all the Waterdeepian natives would probably know some of that history. That Waterdeep was a long, long time ago called Blood Handhold, and then it got
Okay, fuck
renamed
yeah.
into Nemours Hold, Nimoar. Yeah, you know that stuff. And then eventually it became Deepwater Harbor and then Waterdeep.
I wonder if this dude knows any ancient hiding places that was around since before the city that he might be able to clue us in. Like, yeah, there's a vault deep down at the very bottom they built. So it might be a good idea to tag him and just
Maybe
ask.
that's why we're here. Maybe the
It's
The-
so funny that you would say that, Danny.
location of the story, the Never Ember's Enigma, all of the treasure might be built in this era.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like this ring was, or at least utilized, and then turned into a key. So I wonder if Hilithar invents it.
While you two are kind of talking amongst yourselves, you're nudged up to kind of present yourselves before the Kassar.
I wonder if Hilithar makes them all.
All right. Holly Reeves curtsies and introduces herself. She says, Your Highness. I am Lady Holly Reeves, go delicately, and this is my entourage.
Amal kind of inclines his head at you all and says, "Oh, of course, the Go Delicately family's interests in the magics of Shroon are well known. Make yourself at home at my palace."
Oh, you are too kind, sir. Thank you so much.
And you can see now that you're in the room, there's like a sunroom over here. There's another set of double doors that lead out to the garden. But you guys basically have the run of the place. So, we can go turn by or person by person down the list. What stuff you might be interested in exploring or talking to, or what y'all want to do.
I'd love to catch up to Hilithar, but I don't know if
Yeah,
y'all want to talk
I guess
to the guy who left first.
Amal Shun doesn't seem super like he's like being polite and stuff, but he's not going to engage you in super long conversation unless Holly Rees you want to. Spev, if you have a specific idea of what you want to do, you can go first while everyone else is thinking through.
Yeah, I would love to see this ancient wizard's workshop.
So you come down here. Here's these double doors, and you come into this library. This is the library of the Shun Palace. It's like a 30 by 30 foot room. There's maps, journals, all sorts of notes, various lands encompassed by the Shun Imperium are spread out everywhere. If you're looking, you see Hilithar is like kind of over at a desk, and he watches you come in, and he says, "I saw your ring."
Oh, yeah, it's quite remarkable. I just found it myself. I'm looking over. It seems potent.
It's quite remarkable, and he holds up his hand, and you can see that he has the identical ring on his finger.
Oh, that is quite a. Are you responsible for making this ring? Are they a tandem pair? Or are they the
I
same
made
one?
just one, and I finished its construction no more than a week ago, so I am very interested in where you got yours.
So this is crazy, but about 1,000 years from now, and a couple versions of a city later, this ring causes a lot of problems for some mages, and it kind of brought me back here.
Hilithar's voice gets deep and an otherworldly quality, and it reverberates throughout the room. And he says, "Be gone," and you see everyone else in the library leave, including the guards. And he says,
I start to leave. I thought I made him mad.
No, he did a multi-target command on everyone else.
Oh no!
he says, honestly, yeah, I don't know, I believe that. I mean, look at me. He's like, I'm at least 2,000 years old at this point. So, you know, I've heard crazier shit.
Is he like human or elf?
He is human.
That's impressive. It's slightly above average for a human age.
He's got the elixir of life, man. Where's his sorcerer's stone?
He says, yeah, this boy king hired me. He's really obsessed about taking over the power of demons. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I'm using his funding to do a lot of really interesting research. So that's been pretty cool. Can I see? Is it cool? Can I, like, he says, I would love to look at your ring for a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will try to remove it, and
Now my power is doubled.
Yeah.
Fool.
They touch and we both explode.
He kind of holds out his hand. As you move your hand closer to his hand with the ring, both rings start glowing and it gets hot, like burning your skin. And Hilithar pulls his hand back and says, okay, maybe that's not, maybe we can study it from afar.
Yeah, that look kind of bad. But what's science without getting burned a little bit?
He says, well, that is fascinating. And he starts scouring the shelves. He's like, okay, so I mean, this is, even though the family is very mundane, they have all sorts of interesting reading material on magical theory. They have scrolls from the Netherese wizards, which is incredible. He says, the Amal Shun's like the first king of the first wizard ruler of Kalimshan was Akabar. Akabar became Shun the first, and then Shun the elder. So Amal has none of his grandfather's talent, but Akabar was very interested in magical research. He says, let's you two can spend some time discussing magical stuff and tinkering in the shop and experimenting.
Showing him my armor, telling him everything that I know, and I'm gonna try to teach him 1,000 years of knowledge that I've learned. And try to infuse this wizard with more smart.
He seems super interested when you start, like, as you're talking about your armor and stuff. That's really interesting. But then he gets really excited when you start talking about the traps and stuff that you've been building in the Troll Skull Tavern. He's like harnessing dragon power for traps. He seems really into dungeons and traps, and he's like, this is brilliant. I mean, like, I've got this, like, one day, right? I've got this dream. I'm gonna build a mountain, but it'll be in reverse, like an under mountain, and I'm gonna just fill it with traps.
Oh my god!
Oh, you always dream about your own dungeon. I mean,
you're
like, why else are we
so
building
many
these
deaths
things?
right now.
Big pits and spikes are great, but if you have a pit that launches spikes, now that's something.
He says that is something, and he starts like working a prototype with Spev. All right,
I'm gonna help as much as I can.
Who else wants to? Who's next on wanting to do something? There's a kitchen if anyone's interested in food. There's a dining hall. There's the gardens. Malkar Gost went out in the gardens. You can talk to Amal Shun. What do y'all want to do?
Alu is definitely gonna start. She'd probably talk to Malkar first.
Yeah, and I guess Alu, you were talking about like Waterdeep history. The Gost family is one of the noble houses of Waterdeep. So you and Holly Rees would recognize that name.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's doing two primary things. She's always subtly advocating for her rat baby god.
Yep.
So she's like planting the seeds and she's doing all that kind of work. But she's also probably going to like ask him about like his hometown.
Yeah. So
the idea of sex, kind of figure out.
You go out these double doors here into the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you come out, and as you're approaching Malkar Gost, you see a young Artor Morlin hanging out in the garden.
Holly Rees is gonna follow.
Oh my god.
Artor, I know.
Horny Reese, go delicately.
That was the vampire.
The Baron of Blood, the
Baron
one
of
who,
Blood.
yeah.
Where are they?
Hold on, I'll take you out there. So
yeah.
Malkar Goss is seated here. Artor is just kind of walking. He looks young. He's like just as like the Artor Morland that you met was a vampire and he's super ripped and stuff. But this guy is like young guy shredded. He's got like a super vicious V. You know, he's walking around without.
Not a bit, maybe.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's walking around in sunlight. He seems fine. He's got a sword on him, but he's just kind of like walking around. He does seem, if Alu and Holleries want to give me insight checks, you can.
Oh my god, my insight checks are awful.
Holleries, you can tell that Artor is looking in the garden at someone else, this guy over here that I'm pinging, with like a sense of suspicion.
Okay. Be on board.
All right. Holly Reeves
After
is.
this.
That's fine. Holly Reeves says, if you don't mind, I want to split off and I want to go speak with baby Baron of Blood over here.
Yeah, the BBB.
The BBB.
Yeah. Hey, BBB. Yeah. Who wants to go? I guess Alu, we'll do your conversation first. So yeah, you come up, maybe sit next to Malkar. He's kind of kicking dirt in the ground.
Yeah, Holly Reeves tries to do a stage whisper to Alu and just be like, "Don't embarrass me."
Gotcha.
Lou probably would just like wink at her, like she's cheeky.
All right. What do you want to talk about, Alu?
So she definitely wants to like. She probably started off casually, like just talking to him, flirt maybe a little bit, and then she's very curious about like any information you can give her about like like not necessarily strongholds, but like I'm thinking Alu as a character is thinking that Never Ember's Enigma is probably in some sort of cave or like man-made or dwarf-made like cavern that is created. So like dwarves and dragons primarily would be, I think, the things that she's like wants information about. She's probably would think that those would be the safest place.
Yeah, kind of like just asking Malkar about like, hey, what's your hometown like? Do you have like trouble with dragons? Do you have like you're talking about you're interested in trade and do you provide like dwarven goods, that sort of thing? It seems like at this point in time, Bloodhand Hold is just like a farming home, like a series of farming homesteads. He seems pretty casual and interested in talking about it. It seems like he's trying to sell you on like he's like trying to make it sound nicer than it is. But your passive insight right now, you can tell that he keeps bringing it back to like, and we have so many sheep. Listen, if you need sheep, we can provide the Shun Imperium with so much wool. And recently we built a building and it's got 2 stories.
It's a barn, but
and they don't have skin problems. They don't have any problems with dwarves, so he's not getting information right now.
Yeah.
So then
he's trying to talk it up. He's like, well, yeah, no, we had some dwarf traders. They came in. They didn't stop for a meal or anything, but they were on the road. I waved hi. They kind of ignored me. I was like, come to Bloodhand Hold. It's a nice place to visit. And they're like, that's not a great name, dude. That's what they said.
Ollie might like, since she knows the other names of like the historical names, she might recommend the next iteration.
Yeah.
Great idea. Ratberg. Rat Babyberg.
Yeah.
Family merchants, she'd probably like recommend some additional like exports that would help the economy.
Yeah.
Like, she's
Yeah,
gonna be helpful.
listen. It's cool that you're into farming, but you've got the harbor right there. You got to get into fishing, my guy. Yeah.
Fishing and transportation, man. Those are your
Yeah.
trade.
Awesome. All right, that sounds good. Holly, what about you and Artor?
She is going to go up to Artor. I don't know that she could introduce herself as Holly Rees. Could she?
Good.
Yeah. You say hi. I'm Holly Rees Godell. He recognizes the last name. He says,
Got it.
"Oh, I might be acquainted with one of your cousins."
She says, "I believe you are. You look familiar to me. So my cousin has told me a lot about you."
Well, if you've been at, I mean, I'm a mercenary hired by Amal Shun the Third. I'm, his guards are no good. I'm basically his bodyguard, but he doesn't like me around when he's doing reception stuff. So, yeah, if you've been here before, we probably met.
Ah, yes. Well, he's in good hands. Couldn't help but notice you're looking at this Baldy McBalderson over here.
When you say that, he leans in close, kind of maybe like from a distance, it could be misconstrued as intimately. But he leans in a little intimately to Holly Rees, and he said, "That is Hamza Yin Zahak Shun. That is Amal Shun the Third's younger brother, and I believe that he is plotting against the Emperor. I haven't found evidence yet."
I could try to find evidence.
He looks at you and he says, "I've gone on adventures with your cousin. I trust the Go Delicate Lees to work in subtle ways."
Understood.
Bunch of liars and cheats.
Holly Rees, Holly Rees, let's say it was lovely meeting you. And she's gonna walk back to go back inside and start searching rooms and drawers and stuff to see if she can find evidence for Artor.
Sure. Remember, the keyword here is subtle, but yes.
Yes.
All right. What about Rolan and Fen? Are you just hanging out until Holly Rees comes and
I feel like
tells
there's
you
just
what's
like
up?
a quick wipe over to like him and like Roland and Fen just sipping on some beers or
Yeah,
whatever. I mean, like,
I like the idea.
you think we should have studied more in history class?
I like the idea of Fen finally employing his ability to attempt to hide
Okay.
behind like some like potted plant or some shit.
Fen just like goes to the garden and just like gets in a tree,
Uh-huh.
and he's just
Yeah,
like,
just hanging out.
yes,
This is home.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is where
my-
I'm gonna be.
This is my calling.
So okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Fen's gonna hang out in a tree, and Roland is just going back to the buffet constantly to refill Fen's plate and bring it out to him.
And just handing it up into the tree,
It's
and
like,
then
dude, look at
an
this
empty one comes
spread.
back down.
Yeah. Okay.
This is so not our thing.
Yeah. So we can like you spend time in the party and everything. Holly Rees, I guess, are you letting the others know about what's going on? Or are you gonna investigate on your own?
She is, for right now, she's going to investigate on her own.
Sure. Is there a particular area you want to go to?
She'd like to go up to if what's his name is if Shun is in the yard right now, she'd like to go up to maybe his room at first, or quarters.
If Hamza is in the yard, go to his room.
Yeah.
Yeah. You approach the stairs. I think you're gonna need to give me a stealth check to get up the stairs without the guards noticing.
Okay.
They kind of stop you and wave you off from going upstairs. This is the Emperor's and the Imperial family's quarters. No one's unauthorized is allowed up here. They kind of they assume that you just didn't know where you were going.
Okay.
You need help, friends.
Can she ask the guards? I apologize. Thank you for letting me know. I was actually just running a quick errand for his highness's I guess right hand, Lord Arturo.
Lord Arthur, they say understood, but Arthur's quarters are not up here. He sleeps in the serpent's quarters.
Oh. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, can she go back out to yeah, she'll go to Alu. She'll go out to Alu and say, hey cousin, can I borrow you for a second?
All right, so Alu's gonna get in on the assistance. We're gonna
Yeah.
make a plan.
Yeah. So Holly Rees, you tell Alu what you're looking for. Alu,
Yes.
you're gonna go up into the room.
I assume she'd prefer to go in through a window or another way. Is
You
there a window
from
outside?
the windows are facing like the gardens and stuff. You think that it would be a little more conspicuous than trying to dart up the stairs. You can try it, but the DC is going to be a little higher going through a window versus trying to dart up the stairs in a crowded party.
Holly Reed was gonna say, don't do the window. Not here. Not
Yeah,
cool.
with a 21, you get up the stairs, and you find a couple different rooms. There's a royal suite. What are you? You want to give me like an investigation check as you're looking around up here? You find a you go through room by room. You don't find anything in Hamza's room, but you do find in the Emperor's room a secret tunnel beneath the rug here.
Secret tunnel.
Best
So
episode.
she did the Emperor's room last. She's looking in like the rest of the
Yeah.
family.
With a 19, you cleared everything else. You didn't find anything incriminating or anything. You found some stuff you could steal, but nothing like...
Not gonna steal anything. Gonna leave it all
Gem.
for now.
Yeah.
She's gonna definitely take this tunnel and find out where it goes though.
Yeah, you take the tunnel using your navigation. You don't pop out, but you can tell that you are below the throne room, below the reception room. So the secret tunnel seems to be leading to... Maybe it's an escape tunnel or something for the Emperor, something like that. With a 19 investigation, you also, in the tunnel, as you're like moving through, you find a loose stone, and you find a spell scroll of arcane lock in the tunnel.
Alu would take Holly.
Yeah.
That's smart. They'd hide one down there. Cover the retreat. Lock the door behind them.
There isn't anything here to find. She would probably sneak back out, give Holly the scroll, and tell her that there was nothing incriminating up there. Damn dog. I'll be right back.
Yep. Awesome. Holly Rees, what is your next plan? Or do we want to fast forward a little bit to nighttime, just enjoy the party, vibe out?
Sorry, remind me, what was the scroll?
A spell scroll of arcane lock.
Sorry.
Arcane lock.
That's a spell. Arcane lock is a spell. It would essentially, like, you get down in the tunnel and you can use it to lock the door behind you to protect yourself.
Okay. Well,
but Alu took it.
I did.
Alu has it. Holly Reese doesn't have it.
Well, she gave it to you.
Okay. Holly Reese.
Fascinated he couldn't lock his escape route.
Yeah, Holly Reese
That would be hilarious, wouldn't it?
Is gonna like, tuck it in her robes, and she's gonna hand that to Arturo and say, and just relay, right, that.
I think you are smart enough in character to recognize that that looks super incriminating.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not going to help him. You have found no proof of anything.
It's just,
It's for you to keep because it's
Okay.
I would just share that, as far as you know, there isn't anything incriminating in the castle, and ask if there are any other ideas that he have, leads that you could follow up on.
Yeah, so we'll say you spend some more time mingling. He doesn't have anything else, but you spend some time. You maybe you like start talking to the servants. The servants' feelings are pretty mixed. Most of the servants kind of hate the current emperor. They're excited about Hamza's, like he's been talking about workers' rights, labor rights. He's right now situations for like domestic servants and uh, uh, things like there's just a huge power imbalance between employers and employees in the Shun Imperium. Hamza has been for years advocating to his brother, the Emperor, that that needs to change, that they can build a more stable Imperium by ensuring that everyone has equity in the empire, that sort of thing. It's fallen mostly on deaf ears. There is one person, I guess, if Alu and Holly are like wandering around talking to people, Sama, the cook in the kitchen. Sama has been the head cook for the Emperor since the Emperor was a little boy. He's the only servant that seems to like the Emperor. Everyone else is pretty ambivalent about it.
Based on our history and the knowledge that we know that his brother does in fact assassinate him, do we also know if his brother made a better emperor?
His brother, he is generally regarded as a strong patrician, and like he made legal reforms and things like that. He did also kill a lot of his political enemies. So,
For the regular people, he's an improvement.
yeah. You know that so Amal Shun hasn't been emperor that long. He came to power in 123 DR. Amal Shun the fourth was appointed caliph of Kalimshan, while Shun is the Amal the fourth, who is Hamza, who is what Hamza will become, was the caliph of Kalimshan, while Amal Shun the third was the Kassar. So he murdered him during a feast in Shun's palace on 130 DR and took the crown. But yeah, overall, the empire internally grew more stable as he dealt with corruption and things like that. But he did it in a pretty brutal method.
All right, that's empires for you. Feel like perhaps we, gently speak to the brother
yeah, good an option.
in a flirtatious and interested way.
Oh, to help Hamza?
No, we're helping the Blood Lord.
Yeah.
Helping. I mean, actually, like the events of this time period matter not very much to us, but
We don't know that. Could be a butterfly effect.
Like we don't
Cameron's
necessarily
smiling.
trying to change history. Like we're not like trying to make giant waves here, except for religion.
Yeah. So it sounds like to preserve history, we got to help kill the emperor.
Yeah, but we don't really want to do that necessarily. Ollie might have already done that inadvertently by taking the scroll. But like having Holly Reese help the, Artur in this time period, he'll probably know that she helped him in the past because he's still alive in the present.
That's cool.
It
Yeah, I
is
don't know.
weird that he didn't kill you when he met you the first time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
Cameron's a genius.
I feel like we just made some really, really high rolls. I like
Yeah.
that we're like backstory. We're justifying them now.
Yeah. So I mean, the
Like,
key to being a good dungeon master is when your players say something really cool that they're like, "Oh shit, was this the intent the whole time?" You're like, "Yes."
Yeah. Taking credit for their own creativity.
I meant for everything to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me. Okay. We'll go back to Holly Reese and Alu in a second. Spev, are you doing anything besides hanging out with Hilithar and doing magic stuff?
Yeah, you're gonna have to drag me out of this room because I am studying as much as I can. I will at one point ask Hilithar if he made the other big magical keys, like the unicorn statue and the brazier of water elementals.
You like describe those items, and he says, "Nah, that doesn't sound like me." I'm really into rings right now.
I get that.
Current statue is made by
He
so.
does, I guess, if you're hanging out and working with him, he does give you a potion of poison. He says, "This is pretty cool. I like tricky stuff like this. It looks, smells, and tastes like a healing potion, but it's poison."
That is a lot of fun.
Shut up, man.
Yeah, I want to study how to learn to make those, and like I said, you're gonna have to drag me out of here because I'm just gonna be learning as much as I can.
All right, and then Rolan and Fen are hanging out, broing out by the buffet kind of thing. Anything you two want to do? I guess Fen, if you're out there in the garden, you'd also see Artor, and you'd recognize that dude is a vampire and a masked lord of Waterdeep in your time, and he's like a young buck right now.
Oh shit! Look at him. We know that guy.
Yes.
Listen, in 1,000 years, holler at your boy.
Right?
Yeah, really. That yearbook picture, man. Something else.
You guys gonna try to bro out with him?
No, I don't know. Like
Fenward.
we're trying not to break reality or timeline here. Roland's not willing to test multiverse theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's mostly Alu's perspective as well. But also.
So it sounds like, unless someone correct me if I'm wrong, you're all gonna just vibe at the party until something happens that you figure out. Oh, this is what we gotta
figure out. Like we gotta really figure out why we're here, right? Like
yeah, I think Alu would also be like into the servants.
Yeah,
about,
something's a knot, but we need to undo the knot.
Yeah.
So something should be happening, or should not be happening.
Maybe at some point,
the other way.
Fen, like everyone gathers in the library to talk with Spev and Hilithar about like.
Yeah.
Do you describe to Hilithar what's up?
Yeah. I think I told him the truth from the start. It's when I grabbed the ring, and that's when we compared the ring. So we know that's the source of he made this thing, and somehow it boomeranged back to us.
But what I mean, do you tell him like what's happening in your timeline with the ring? Like, there's a knot in the weave and that stuff, and there's a powerful archmage who's okay.
I think it would have came up while we were working.
Yeah, so the whole party, like you've enjoyed the party. We'll say it's like you've been hanging out, investigating, doing stuff, catching rumors and stuff as best as you can. Eventually, it's nightfall. Spev and Hilithar have been working here, doing little stuff.
We've made so many traps. We got prototypes.
What Hilithar has gotten into, he's like, so what I want to do is in a dungeon, I want to create a room where you go in the room. It's a recursive dungeon inside the dungeon, and everyone's going to be shrunk down. And you're like making a model diorama of this thing and working on enchanting it.
A dungeon for ants.
Eventually, Rolan, Fen, Alu, and Holly, you all come in looking for Spev, and you find him here. You catch up with Hilithar, kind of say what's going on. And he says, so where... I mean, this is 130 DR. What is your... What year are you from?
14-something.
1492.
1492.
And he says, what he pulls out one of the maps and he says, "Can you point where you say you're from?" And you'd recognize the Sword Coast, and you could approximate Waterdeep on the map.
Yeah, we let him know.
Yeah,
Or
if you let him know, he says, "Well, that is really interesting." There, so he says, "I actually I disappeared for a while. I've been back in the Shun Imperium for just like the last 2 years, for about a century. I was up in that area. There is all sorts of weird intricacies to the way the weave works in that area, and I've been delving into this cave network in the mountain near Bloodhandhold." He
I'll leave
says,
We know there's caves up there.
"You all, there's caves, and you all know. Remember, well, actually, you all know. You've heard rumors. Do you remember Danny, the B team? You went into
city we found.
Skullport, and you all from the news, you knew that one of the walking statues moved and stabbed down through the city and opened up access to Skullport. There is this place called the Undermountain, that in your time you know of. There's the main entrance to it is through the Yawning Portal. That well, people go down the well into the Undermountain, and is this super intricate cave network, basically a massive dungeon developed by Hallister, the Mad Mage.
Ooh, he's not mad yet, but he will be.
I have a feeling if it's. Do I have any idea if it's Hilithar becomes Hallister?
You have no way of knowing that because you've never met Hallister or any of that. But I mean, like, you're putting 2 and 2 together, it makes 4 here, kind of thing.
Yeah. I will ask Hilithar. I'm like, oh well, if you've been exploring these caves and mapping them out, do you have any actual maps that you've acquired and laid out?
Yeah, he pulls out some maps and he shows you. I've only gone so far down, but he shows you like some maps that lead down. It doesn't look anything that you'd be super familiar with, but you can see kind of his map of maybe we'll say the first level of that network.
Cool. Yeah, I would love to take notes of that just so we have some kind of idea of what the cave system's like.
I'll say make a note that you just have a map of level 1, and if you ever go to the Undermountain, which in this campaign you shouldn't need to, but if you want to, you could. Then you'll start with a map of it.
Nice.
Dope. I want to write that down.
Yep. But yeah, then like Fen and Roland talking with Hilithar about what you experienced, the slow, like the weird, essentially the weave and the knot and the wrinkle is messing with the way time works. And he says, it sounds like whatever properties I imbued the ring with throughout time, maybe there was a buildup of potential arcane chrono energies. I don't know necessarily why it would be reacting that way, but my guess is that it has something to do with something that is tied to the ring from the timeline of its creation, which was a few weeks ago, to the present has gone wrong, and you'll find it and you'll need to fix it. As he says that, brass whistles. So you start hearing whistles go off. It's nighttime, and you hear the guards shouting, and they say the Emperor has been killed. Shut down the compound. There's an assassin among us. The Emperor has been killed in his sleep. And then you hear sounds of fighting.
With a health potion that was actually poison.
Yeah. As sounds of fighting and commotion, as Hamza begins his coup So let's all roll some initiative.
Interesting.
Oh shit, we have to kill Hilithar,
Yeah.
my new best friend.
It would be
All right.
really funny if you
Right.
tried, because I'm using Hallister's stat block, and that is a fight for 5 level 20 characters.
Oh, that's incredible.
God.
Oh yeah, that's why he just snapped and commanded 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
So-
thought Strahd was bad.
So the story from Hilithar is like, I'm piecing together. Someone tried to do some magic on this ring that linked the time magic between his two parts. Like someone tried to alter his magic that harkened back to the creation of it.
Yeah.
Someone fucked with his ring.
All right, I've got Holly, I've got Rolan,
we
I've
can
got
go in our
Spev,
time.
I've got Fen, Alu got an 18.
Does one become a vampire, by the way, in the world of D&D?
There's specific rules for it. You die by a vampire draining all your HP, like it's an action. I'll read it to you, because I have that stat block open. So they have a bite attack. They can do it against one willing creature or a creature that is grappled, incapacitated, or restrained. The target's hit points maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the necrotic damage taken. The vampire regains that hit points. If the target dies, if this effect reduces its hit point maximum to 0, a humanoid slain in this way and then buried in the ground rises the following night as a vampire spawn under the vampire's control.
If he's a Master Lord of Waterdeep who became a vampire, is his maker even more powerful than he is?
Possibly, or he might have killed his sire. That happens too.
Yeah, but doesn't... Okay, so in D&D, if you kill the vampire that made you, you're still a vampire. Whereas in, like, typical vampire
This is
lore...
Lost Boys rules.
Yeah, typical vampire lore, you can no longer be a vampire. Or
No, but
you would
that is a rule about werewolf stuff. The Loup Garou specifically. If you get bitten by a Loup Garou, you become a werewolf, and you can only cure the curse after you've killed the Loup Garou. All right.
The infection has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you hear Artor shouting and fighting somewhere in the distance. Fen, say it again.
Can we make out
Where it is?
what he said, what he's yelling?
Oh, just like betrayal and traitors and stuff like that.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Important.
Fen, your turn.
Are these like? These are doors, windows. What? These are doors, yes.
Yeah, there's doors to the north. These are windows. Those are windows.
Okay. Are these doors locked? Can I check that? Do
They
lock
aren't.
this shit down?
Hilithar like says, "What should we get out of here?" And yeah, you can open up the door.
Can I hear generally where the commotion is coming from? Is it coming
From the west. You open the door and you see 2 guards. They seem a little nervous. One of them steps away and says, "Sir, we're locking everyone down where they're at."
Holly wants to whip out her wand, but it's not her turn.
Hollery's whispers in Fen's ear, "Kill. Kill."
Ask why they look so nervous.
I mean, so there was like an announcement, like we know there was a attempt on the Emperor's life.
Yeah, we heard it yell
He's
throughout.
dead.
I said he's dead.
Yeah, you heard that he's been found dead. Fen, why don't you give me an Arcana check? Nineteen's not bad. If you're worried about feeling guilt about killing people, Fen, I think, is strongly of the belief that time is fixed. If you killed this guy back here, he's always been killed by you. Like, don't worry about it.
So it's already happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
The question here is, whose side are we on? Are we for the guy who overthrowed his brother, or are we for the current emperor and we're helping the masked lord?
That's the problem that
Well-
Fen has. Fen doesn't like. I don't know.
Well,
like.
We don't have necessarily any stake in this other than the fact that we want
Right.
our history to roll up like it's supposed to, which means
Yeah, Holly Reese is specifically
We
right now, like
support him?
she's
I'm not
she's
inclined
in line
to-
with Arturo.
I'm not inclined to like kill anybody unless they're like attacking me, which these guys aren't at the moment.
That's true. Yep.
I
Yeah.
think it's
I'll-
like Fenn's action, but Alu's gonna shout over his shoulder at the soldiers. We're here to support Arturo and his support of the Emperor. Like, that's our job. Let us through.
I think they say we're not letting anyone through. This is a lockdown situation, and they're not drawing their weapons menacingly, but they're drawing their weapons.
I'm assuming collectively we want to get out of this joint.
Yes, Holly Reese is like she is like chomping at the bit, so she's gonna tell you, Fen, if you don't do something to get these guys out of our way, I'm gonna get them out of our way, and you're gonna get out of my way.
Or
I killed you.
Fireball.
Once. Yeah, it's like I
Not in the
killed you
lab.
once. I
And
will do
so
it
the
again.
great library of Shun was burned to the ground.
oh god, the sea
I-
scrolls. No.
I mean, this is a weird situation. There's no like, it's not like apart from like being imprisoned. I don't know that Fen has any inclination to actually.
You can
attack
hold it.
anybody
You
at
want to
this
like
point.
hold your action until someone swings at you or something?
I mean, does
well,
he have
here-
any reason to think that these guys are going to? As long as we like stay where we are. Like,
As long as
I
you
don't
stay
know,
where
like-
you are, you don't think anything. They're not going to do anything.
Yeah,
But
well,
you do
here-
hear sounds of fighting outside.
Sure.
Yeah. Here's what we know is that the brother comes to power in a violent uprising where he kills all his political prisoner opponents. So I assume they're gonna. If we don't do anything, they're gonna kill everyone in the castle. It would be my guess. So I mean, or at least the higher ups or the family. So it's whether or not how much blood we want shed in this historical moment.
It's fine.
I get.
Spill
I
blood.
think Holly Rees are
It's not
aligned.
hers.
Our goal is to get to Arturo and
Yeah.
serve him in whatever capacity we can until we get back to our own timeline. Like,
Okay.
we're banking on future favors.
All right. I'm
Well,
okay with that, but how do we get to Arturo guy?
This
We
still-
gotta
Where
Gotta
did
go
you
through these
start?
guys.
we gotta throw in that Hilither is safe too. I want to make sure he's safe.
Yeah. So what are we doing, Fen?
I mean, I guess we're gonna have to fight our way out, yeah. So to get to
Yep.
Arturo,
door over here.
yeah.
Or you could try to like intimidate and see if they move out of your way.
They
Without having
seem
to-
they like intimidation can work sometimes, but this is a like
Now when he's outnumbered.
So,
and not like this is their job to do this thing.
mhm. What about the door to the east?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Try this.
What's
Or-
over there? Who's wrong?
You want to come over there. You
Yeah.
open up that door. And it's a hallway. It leads out to like the music has stopped. People aren't dancing. They're kind of screaming and looking around in a panic. There's 3 dudes that are fighting the guards over here.
These guys are already fighting the guards.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's come out here.
I think Alu would start shouting at like all these women who aren't fighting to like go into the library and sequester themselves.
Sure thing.
Okay. And our boy is where? He's like northeast of here.
Yeah, he's right
Yeah.
up here. You can hear the
can't see
sounds
him
of him
because
shouting and fighting.
Okay. There's a fucking Randy Macho Man Savage dude up here too, by the way.
Yeah.
Can I see this guy? Who is he?
He seems to be directing the other people in the coup.
Okay. So he's gonna be a bad boy. All right then. Without getting myself in over my head here, I am going to move my hunter's mark.
Yes.
That will be an action, and I guess it will be. I'm actually going to stand here.
Sure thing.
Um.
And now you see Artor.
Yeah. I think I don't actually want to move it to this guy yet, or do I?
You don't want to do what to that guy?
Or who do you want to move it to?
Move Hunter's Mark to him. Reason again, my instinct is to kill the little ones first. Plus, they're on top of him at the moment, so I kind of want to do
One of
Hunter's
these
Mark
dudes?
on one of the small dudes.
Sure
at
thing.
First. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
fine.
Hunter's Mark.
And I'm just going to attack that dude with
Yep.
a bow to get him off our bro. Okay. And roll to hit. Great roll.
10 misses.
I don't miss very often. That's a
You
bummer.
got a second attack.
I do have a second attack. I'm going to try again.
That hits.
That one. All right, rolling for damage. Great. Plus
That dude looks fucked up. Give me
Okay.
your Hunter's Mark damage.
But Hunter's Mark, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, you kill that dude.
Yay! All right, these guys are squishy, guys.
Nice.
Fairly squishy.
Artor looks at you and kind of nods as he's engaged with this one. It looks like he's killed the one next to him. There's more coming. That was your
We're buds
action,
now.
bonus action, movement. Alu,
Mhm.
your turn.
So can Alu like push this lady I'm standing on top of into the room as she goes past?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3. Like I'm coming up this way, like somewhere around there.
Yes.
5, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah, they start, the ones that you're shouting at, they start running into this room. Sure thing.
So Alu's gonna attack this guy,
Yes.
and I'm going to. Sorry. Whoops. All right. This one.
That misses. Oh, 25 hits. Give me that damage. Artor is next to that dude, so sneak attack applies. You kill that dude.
Yes.
Awesome.
Hi. I think
Bonus
that-
action, movement. I think that's everything for your turn. Sprocket, you're up.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like the sounds of fighting are going on outside. I want to rush out, and so it looks like the bandits are kind of just tearing into people here. Or
Yeah.
who's the aggressor?
These dudes. So you see these guards have the crest of Amal Shun the Third and the Shun Imperium on them. These dudes have the crest of Hamza Shun on them.
Okay, and it looks like they're just sort of going after the guards. They're not attacking the civilians.
It seems like those that weren't going after the guards are trying to get the civilians into one place. But yeah, right now these are going after guards.
Okay. So we just gonna. Yeah, I'll move up a little. I want to hold my action, and I'll just keep a lightning launcher ready. To throw actually a magic missile, lightning launcher, to throw at someone if they start swinging at civilians.
Sure thing.
That'll be my turn then.
All right, Holly Reese, you're up.
Okay. She's gonna like look at those guard and be like, "Peace out," and exit. And then she wants to aim for this bastard right here.
Yes.
So she's going to use Firebolt for right now
Yep.
on him.
23 hits. 16 fire damage. Awesome. That's your action. Anything else you want to do?
She wants to yell at Arturo. Can he?
Artor.
Artur, sorry. Where's Hamza?
Awesome. He shouts back, I'm not sure. I haven't. And he's looking to just get to the party right now. Anything else on your turn?
No, not at the moment.
All right. Hilithar comes out, and he looks at this one, and he utters a word. Holleries and Sprocket. It reverberates in your brain. You feel some blood trickle out of your nose. You hear the word in the ancient tongue, Morteste, and this guy dies.
Oh fuck! Did just power kill that fucker?
Power word kill.
Oh fuck me!
It's Hallister the Mad Mage, baby.
Oh, shit.
He's not fucking around. Oh,
if you have less than 100 hit points, you just die. No save, nothing.
Fuck yes.
There is, you ready for a real big out of character spoiler? There is, canonically in this campaign, there is an enemy that has that word. And remember, the book is designed only to be level 1 through 5. And there is one of the big bad evil guys has that in the book, in the adventure book.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, I figured this is the. When am I ever going to get a chance to foreshadow this again? So he's going to power word kill someone.
Is that something you use again until he long rests, Cameron?
It's a 9th level spell. You generally get one of them a day. It would be exceptional circumstances to get another one.
I just checked. That makes sense.
Yeah. This guy's coming in and he's going to attack you twice with the scimitar. A 19 hits Fen. Oh, both of them hit. Fen, you take 8 slashing damage and another 8 slashing damage. And then he's going to try and stab you with his dagger. And he crits on you for another 11. Bandits are fighting. I don't think anyone's... this guy's running at Artur. The guards are repositioning as best as they can. The guards, that they hear the fighting and they come out the door. They were the ones that were kind of hassling you, Fen. But seeing who you're fighting, they start attacking that dude. They're not worried about you. These guys are going to come in over here. And this guy's going to be over here. And these guys have made their way down. Here. Rolan, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to run out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. I'm going to take a cue from Fen here. It looks like he's fighting this guy.
Yes.
All right. Then let's go after him. Yep. Gonna try and hit him with my glaive here.
Yep.
Good.
17 hits.
17 hits. Cool.
13 slashing damage. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right, and let's follow it up if he's not dead yet.
12 misses.
All right, and then bonus action, Polearm Master.
Yep. Ooh, crit. That misses.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, it is my lowest damaging attack, but, whatever. All right, so D4 plus 5 plus another D4. So, 13 more. I crit with this, and I hit the exact same amount of damage as my regular attack.
Awesome. So that guy looks bloodied now.
Okay. Sounds good.
Artur kills this dude. Runs up to Hilithar, says, the Emperor is dead, we need to get out of here. And Hilithar is like, okay, but check this out. Magic! And all the corpses rise, the meat sloughs off of them, and they rise up as skeletons. and Artor grabs Hilithar's hand to try and get him out of here. He touches the ring, the woven ring on Hilithar's hand. Spev, your ring glows, and again the world fades into white as time fades away, fades away, fades away, and we will find out when the party arrives next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Hilithar's my hero.